Now, I'd been a lazy county swimmer as a teenager. I was one of these really annoying kids who thought they were fantastic at whatever they did. But when it came to training, I would just turn up and I would talk to my friends. And I was never going to be any better than this lazy county swimmer. But when I got diagnosed, I said to my father, I said, actually, I'd like to see how good I can be at swimming now. Have a bit of a change of attitude, change of behavior. I said, do you think there are any competitions out there for people with disabilities? Because we didn't know anything about this world. It was a new thing for us. And he said, I'll find out for you. And he got onto the telephone and he entered me into the Disabled Swimming Nationals before I had my leg amputated. So you think you've got challenging conversations to have. Yeah? You can imagine how this call went. It went a bit like this. Hello there, I'd like to enter my son into the Disabled Nationals, please. Certainly, sir, what's his disability? He hasn't got one yet. It's a bit weird, okay? But it was my dad's way of showing belief in me. You know, when you've got difficult times ahead of you, it's really important you've got people around you showing belief in you. But like I said before, whenever we do anything, we always review what we do. And I went through everything. Looked at how I trained, how the other guys trained. Did we eat the right food? Did we go to Atlanta in time to get over the jet lag? Get used to the humidity? Went through everything. But it wasn't until I watched that video back and I saw the 4 faces of the guys on the team stood there with their silver medals around their necks. And I saw the happy guy, sad guy, happy guy, sad guy. I thought to myself, what are you two smiling at? We lost. Why is that a good result? And at that moment in time, it just dawned on me, we had a group of individuals who had completely different objectives. And when you've got that kind of thing going on in your team, you're really unlikely to achieve your true potential. 2 of us wanted to win. 2 were happy to come second or third. There is a big, big difference between those 2 things. And I totally failed to realize that was what was going on. I assumed we all wanted the best possible outcome. But it was a silly assumption to make. You can all come and try this on for size, if you like. If you think it suits you, you've got less than a year to get ready for Tokyo. And some people will say to me, why are you showing us a silver medal, Mark? I'm like, this isn't a silver medal. This is the gold medal from Sydney. But they don't make solid gold medals anymore. They make solid silver medals, and they plate them with gold. And because I let people like you have a little feel at events like this, you all go home with gold in your hand, and I go home with a silver medal. So you're welcome. But like I said before, you know, whenever we do anything, we always review what we do. Nobody wins something like that, then thinks to themselves, that was great. Should we let somebody else do it next time? Of course you don't. You think that was great. I want to do that again. So we went through everything again. Because you don't become a world leader by standing still. If you stand still, the rest of the world just walks past you. It's true, you know, people don't say thank you often enough. You know, we get caught up in this feedback. Feedback is about giving that criticism. Well, that is part of it. But a bit like Paul's presentation earlier, actually there's a real mixture of things in there. It's like we're doing brilliantly. There's other stuff that we still need to do. You know, and that's what feedback should feel like. This is great. This isn't so great. Whatever you do, don't do that again. You know, and it needs to be a full mixture because feedback is an ongoing ebb and flow. And the thank you within that is one way of engaging with people and keeping them moving forward. I tell you what, shall I finish with my favourite question? And I knew that you guys wouldn't ask this question, because I only get asked it when I go and do a talk at a primary school. Okay? And you'll understand why when I tell you what the question is. So my favourite ever question is this. What is it like to be disabled? Now, isn't that a great question? Only a 7-year-old will ask you that question. And I would say, well, hold on a second. Let me ask you 2 questions. First of all, who is the most disabled person in this room? They'll say, well, you are. You got 1 leg. Right, okay. Now, who is the fastest swimmer in this room? I'll say, well, you are. You got a gold medal. Fine. So who's disabled at swimming, me or you? And you can see them all go, oh my God, I'm disabled. But the point that I'm trying to make, and this is as relevant to you guys as it is to those young kids, and I share this at every corporate event that I speak at with all my clients, is that disability is relative to the task. We are all good at some things, and we're all not so good or disabled at other things. And what I'm trying to get these young people to think about is you don't judge people by the one thing that they can't do. You judge them by the 1,000 things that they can do. Thank you very much.